Absolutely, fam. Back. Back. Back.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of 4133 the podcast. I'm your host, Smitty. Hey man, I'm accompanied by two great, guests, man. They've been on the podcast many times with me. What's up, JB? How you feeling?
Hey, we out here. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Can't complain. It's another week closer to the draft, closer to the building of the team, man. You get to find out what the greatest GM in NFL history does.
Yes, sir.
Ant, man, what's good, bro? Great to have you back, man.
How we doing? Happy to be here. Been enjoying the last of the world tour before we get back to business. It's great seeing NFL Twitter in shambles because we took over the game.
We're just back here like this.
It's a barren wasteland.
Feels good to be
Love
king.
to see it.
And you know what else I love to see? I love to see at the NFL at the in what is in Ohio, the
Canton.
Yeah, Canton, where they fly the Super Bowl winners flag. Love to see it.
It's a great time to be an Eagle, man. Obviously, shout out to all the champions in the building. Tonight we are going to be doing the final mock, so we're going to give it a minute for everybody to roll in. Man, it's still kind of surreal though. Kind of surreal. It's still kind of like we really won the Super Bowl. Like,
I'd be watching the highlights almost daily, and I'm like, that really happened? This can't be real. Like, Saquon Barkley's on our team. This can't be real. We really put up 40 on the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
There was I think the last time I looked, there was 47 million views on that Cooper DeJean touchdown interception. I know I'm at least 25 million of them. Like, I have to be. I watch it so frequently. It's ridiculous.
Savage, I swear. I'm in a place of like surreal. Like, well, it's like I told people for years we was gonna win. Like I got a homeboy I play 2K with. Funny story. So in 2022, before we ever played, he was like, man, I'm looking for a team. I was like, bro, you better jump with the Eagles. We going to the chip. He like, what? He like, y'all just went like 9-7, dude. Y'all like just got blowed out by the Bucks. I'm like, hey, going to the chip, bro. I'm telling you, man, we built like that. He like, I'm gonna watch. He watched. We playing the game all year. We get to the Super Bowl. He like, dang, boy, you said y'all was gonna get the. We lose. So last year, 2023-24 season, he kind of like a partial fan. So he called me. He like, man, you think we gonna do it, man? You think we gonna be able to get back? And it's seeming kind of crazy how we went out. So I'm like, we? He's like, man, yeah, man, I'm like, man, come on, man. We got Jalen Hurts, man. We got these guys. This is before Saquon, any of them on the team. So I'm telling them, like, man, we good. Like, we just gotta get some better coaching in here to be prepared for the storm, because we gotta weather the storm to get to Super Bowls, because playoff teams are gonna face adversity. He's like, man, we gonna see, man. So we signed all the people. I'm like, I don't come on the show and say it, but I'm like telling him on the phone, like, bro, I think we won the chip already. He like, what? He's like, what? Why you say that? And I'm like, bro, I'm finna put a couple dollars on it just cause I think we Super Bowl champions. Like, I got a weird feeling. I wasn't as confident as I should have been, though. I probably should have put a couple $100 on it, you know what I mean? But I put a nice wage on it, So I finally seen him yesterday because he been working like the graveyard shift. He like, boy, you was right. Boy, you told me 2 years ago y'all was gonna win that thing. I was like, listen, I'm very confident in my team. He was like, yeah, when y'all went 9-7, I remember you being in here like, bro, we gonna win the Super Bowl in the next 5 years. I told you. I got supreme confidence. Now, have I been wrong a couple times? Yeah, for sure. Not this time.
We get another one out of him too. We're getting our window's still open with Jalen Hurts.
Nah, Jalen Hurts showed me everything he needed to just a few days ago when I read that. He called one of the greatest champions of all time. No matter what you cheer for baseball wise, he called that guy from the Yankees. Said, "Hey,
DJ,
when you were winning, how did you keep getting back? What did you do to keep going back?"
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get a sauce of what he said, but you calling champions just to have a conversation like, "Hey, how did you keep going back?" And it's things like that. Like, think about this in 2023, 24, right? When we got pretty much dismantled with the blitz. What did Jalen do? He called Wink Martindale. Said, "Hey, you're the GOAT of blitzing quarterbacks. You're the GOAT at getting pressure off the blitz. What am I doing that's giving them the opportunity to blitz me?" Whatever Wink said on that phone showed up this year. And then you win a championship and you call a champion to have a conversation, just champion to champion, and say, "Hey, look, I've been twice. The drive for me to get back to the second one was pretty much losing. I won. What drove you to get back to win again? What can I do to keep the motivation going?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's greatness, bro. That's a heart of a champion. Because guess what? If I don't know, I find a way to understand. And who better to call than another champion? I can't call my daddy. He's champion in the NFL. He's the champion at the highest level. I can't call my cousin. I can't call none of those guys. I call somebody that is a peer that can relate. And I was listening to Cam Newton this morning on the way to work. He said something like that. He was like, you can't call somebody that's never been in the situation you've been in and ask them for advice and be like 100% behind what they say because they haven't been there.
There's a whole quote for everything. Everybody can tell you how to do it. They never did it. So yeah, I'm glad that he's taking advantage of the resources. Colin, I love to see the proactivity. He gives us glimpses of his mental, I guess, fortitude and makeup. Like, even for instance, I was just going through pictures and sorting all of my Super Bowl stuff to put it in one folder. And that one still picture of him walking into the Super Bowl where he looks up at the TV and sees that everybody's picked the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's like, that's the kind of moxie I like to see in my quarterback. Like, okay, I don't need you to be rah-rah. Go out there on that field and throw an absolute dime to Devontae Smith at the end of the second quarter to put the game away, or whenever it was, third. I don't know when it was, but yeah, to put the game away. Like, that's what his mental fortitude and what drives him. It's the thing that people can't quantify that those kind of winners have. Like a Tom, I'm not calling him Tom Brady, but like a Tom Brady, like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Michael Jordan, like a Kobe Bryant. He just has that thing, that incessant need to get better and to be better than he was before, that is completely outside noise, not driven, right? And that's what you want from, in my opinion, a good quarterback. Somebody who's self-motivated and who's going to go get it and then goes out there and can prove it. And then on top of that, he's a dual threat. My money's on Jalen Alexander. But Patrick did get a haircut, so he could be coming for his thing. They said that man went from
saved it.
They said that man went from Patty to what they say, Patron or something like just basically like he went, he might be getting rid of that wife, so he might be pulling a Russell Wilson. I said, shoot, hey, Sierra was definitely an upgrade. So hey, God bless.
Hey man, sometimes you might need that sign, but it's about that time, man, to get into this draft. I mean, we're gonna do the whole 7 rounds. But
got me for a smooth four.
I
I done
told y'all
told
it
you
was gonna be a
already.
butt. I told you it was gonna be a butt. I got
Yeah.
something on the table, man, that
Never
I want
that
to make
simple.
shake. Nah, you know it can't be.
Ah, man.
So
Come on, man.
we gonna enter the draft. You know, we in the draft board. How y'all doing, my compadres? Yes, I would like to trade. I would love to trade. Man, listen, man. Y'all gotta rock with me for a second, man. You know what I mean? Just for
We
a
on this
second.
ride, I guess. Aunt, you ready for this BS he about to do? Whatever he about to do.
I'm ready for whatever.
Aunt said he was born ready. I know that's right.
This ain't nothing
Yeah.
new.
Just a small ride, man. I know it's gonna hurt, right? But
Boy, you about to make me curse you out already?
it's nothing to
Don't
cuss
make
me
no
out
sense,
about.
though.
We
They
can
have Trey McBride.
okay, maybe not the Cardinals, but I think it's an opportunity to trade Dallas Goedert in this draft and get some capital back. Cincinnati hungry for a tight end. We could get in at 17. Yeah. We could bring in the safety that we missing in the first round, and then have the opportunity in the second round to still replace the tight end talent with somebody like Terrence Ferguson or Mason Taylor. Younger talent, and Dallas Goedert is coming to the end of his contract. He doesn't have any more guaranteed money on the contract. We're gonna have to extend him next year at 31.
Okay, so I do like Mason Taylor. I will say that. Here's my issue. It's not necessarily with Dallas. Losing Dallas wouldn't hurt me as much as it hurt me to this day. Losing Zach Ertz, like that still stings. We have Grant. He's serviceable. He's made some acrobatic catches last year when Dallas was hurt. So, hey, another tight end wouldn't hurt. My issue is, what do you get in return for a guy who's always hurt?
I think his value on draft day, in my opinion, is probably somewhere like a third round pick. I think when you trade him in a value, he values in as a third rounder. So I'm thinking like maybe adding a pick next year, moving up in the draft with an opportunity to maybe get Malachi Starks or Nick Rory at safety.
So are you saying that you feel like safety is the spot that we need?
I feel like tight end is replaceable, but I feel like safety is the most shaky.
Okay. Who do we have in safety right now?
Outside Brown. Of Reed Blankenship, you have Tristan McCullum and Sidney Brown.
Oh, okay. And I was high on Sidney, so I still have faith in him. But
yeah, he was a third round pick. I would agree with that though. Safety is definitely for me the top need. After that, it's probably edge, interior lineman, losing Sweat and Milton Williams, but the defensive line talent in this draft is deep enough that we can not have to reach in the first round for a guy. So, I mean, I'm cool trying to get one of the top two safeties. Again, losing Dallas Goedert's tough, but that the money situation is it's those tough decisions that Howie Roseman has to make. So it is what it is.
You all might know better. Well, I'm not might. You all probably do know better than me, but Dallas he seems to be entrenched in the community, right? So he's a good fit there. When he is out there, he's making the plays that we need him to make. So, I mean, is it just a matter of you're easy with him being traded because he is hurt so often, or is it just because tight end you feel like it's just a whatever position, or it's not as important? Like,
it's not a whatever.
You said it. You said it best earlier though. Like Howie has showed us the blueprint, right? So when Zach Ertz was approaching 30, he drafted Dallas Goedert, traded him away. He didn't. And he was on the last year of the deal. He wanted more money, and he was like, "I'm not extending you at 30." So I just don't see him extending them. And if you're gonna pay him $14 million, I don't see that either. Like leaving him on the cap to collect that bonus, it just don't make sense to me. I think when you add in, you have to go in a situation where, according to history, he's gonna miss 4 games. So you have to go in with a tight end that can play 4 to 5 games as tight end 1 every year. When I would rather just bring somebody in that could be tight end 1 for 17 games, where I know in and out, game in, game out, he's gonna be on the field, and I can pay him less. I can get out of the money with Dallas Goedert, create more cap space, probably even to bring in more talent next year around this team with Jalen Hurts and the core pieces already paid.
Yeah, I mean that's his biggest knock is the availability. He's always hurt. He had a good playoff run this year, and for sure that'll get him paid around the league. But again, we need a tight end for 17 games. I agree. It's just going to be tough to replace exactly what he does in the short term because he's not only such a great receiver, but he's a great blocker.
Mm-hmm.
And, outside of him, like Grant Calcaterra isn't as good of a blocker. EJ Jenkins is So whoever we replace him with, they don't have to be great, but they just have to be a willing blocker, in my opinion.
I guess I'm just trying to understand where I know this is a business, but where the line is from a guy who he is getting older. He does seem to get hurt more often than not. And he probably is a little bit motivated because he has missed significant time last 2 seasons, but he was a big contributor in the playoffs, right? So it feels like he's one of those middle of the road guys that I'm not the GM, but I wouldn't mind keeping and seeing what he could do. I know what you're saying about the cap and all that. So financially, it wouldn't make sense. I get that. But it's just like this is why I couldn't be a GM because my feelings would come into it. How does he fit with the team? That team chemistry.
That was Howie's problem, remember?
Yeah, I know. So that's why my mind is struggling with trying to say, yeah, just let go of Dallas. But I get it.
Think about this. Think about this, right? Do you remember Alshon Jeffrey playoff run? Since Ant brought up a playoff run, you remember Alshon Jeffrey playoff run? He went completely bonkers to that Super Bowl in 2017. Him and Nelson, and then 2018 came, and all the injuries from all those seasons before caught up, and he was a complete shell. We were all like, "What happened? Why did we extend him if he looked like this?" That's my biggest fear of, like, continuing down the path of, okay, he 30. By the time the season ends, he 31. You and extending him at basically 32. You know what I mean? Basically going into 32. Like, how long do you expect him to have value first off, and then, like, where's the cutoff? And especially with him being injured already, like we just watched the dramatic fall off of Avonte Maddox from injury. Like, he been injured so much. Like, yes, he has great talent as a player, but the injuries caught up. The injuries have eventually said, "Hey, I can't do anymore." That's it. He made his last. I think, to me, his last big play in the NFL was made in that Super Bowl with that pass break.
And what a play it was. What a pass breakup it was.
I mean, even though we was up 27-0,
but still, when that ball sailed high, I want you to know I was like, yeah.
Anytime Avonte Maddox is in the game, it's either a flag or he's just not in position. I was so glad that he was in position to make a play.
Literally, my whole timeline was like, holy crap. Avonte Maddox didn't get flagged and he made a positive play. That's how you know it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Smitty's right with that because, I mean, you look at Avonte Maddox like 3-4 years ago, he's one of the best slot corners in the league. He gets hurt every year, and now he's on the lines. We can't afford to extend a guy that can't stay on the field. That was his problem. So we give him all that money when we extended him, Mailata, Goddard the first time. Goddard hasn't stayed on the field as good as he is. You know, that's the tough part about balancing. You know, this guy's really good, but he's making a lot of money and he's hurt a lot. That's that fine line. And Howie Roseman's that's why he's the general manager, because he can balance that.
And that's where I'm at. Like, you see, I got my Howie cap on. I done took the fan off because obviously the fan in me says there's no way we would do this. There's no way I want to trade him away. But the Howie Roseman had to be put on because, as Nick Sirianni told me, the celebration is over and the preparation has begun. So now I have to be as logical as possible. And I just gotta look at it for what it is. Like, the age, injuries, and the amount of money technically that he's looking for in the market, because according to market, right, is more than what I believe Howie's willing to pay, and that's somewhere in the 17 million. I don't think he's giving him a pay raise from 14 that he gave him when he was younger at 31. I just don't see it, and I don't see them going through a season where they're wondering what are they doing at tight end and how they're gonna make it happen when he has capital now. Are you willing to let him leave next year for free?
Now that'll be the part that pushes me over the edge. Yeah, I don't want to let him leave for free.
Yeah,
that's what I'm at, because he don't technically have a contract after this season. He has a void year with no money on it, so it's nothing there to say you can't move. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't part ways. So, like, do you trade him now and get capital, or because next year teams aren't going to trade for him with no money on his contract? They already did that with us. They did it with Hassan Reddick, and he missed half the season because he didn't have a contract in order.
Exactly.
So more than likely, they're going to wait until Howie cuts him, and then they'll pick him up and pay him. So I'm looking at it from that perspective.
Yeah. And not only that, but like that whole situation, and then when he was on the field, he wasn't really all that great. So think about if we would have extended him, how great would he have been? Granted, you know, apples to orange situation, but there has to be some sort of.
I want to give him like that benefit, right? And like he would have been here for camp, he would have been here for this and that. You know what I mean? But the ultimatum is like he could have not been here, and then he could have been just as bad, and then we stuck with what, the 15 million on the hook. That's why I'm just like kind of at that point, man. Like, we want to continue to get better, so you also got a soft rebuild in between time, and sometimes that's getting rid of a star player, or I ain't gonna even say a star role player. Like, he's a star role player. Like, he's a big beneficial part of what we have as an offense for what he brings to an offense. But he's also in a predicament where he hasn't been the best availability is the best ability, and that's availability. Like, he hasn't been that. He's been on IR the last 4 seasons.
Yep. You can't justify.
So ain't that so? What if he on IR for? Hold on, and I want to ask you a question real quick before you go. If he's on IR for four times in the last 4 seasons, right? One time in each season in the last 4 years. That's 16 games, right? That's a season.
It's an entire season.
Yeah.
You can't justify paying a guy 18 million who's missed an entire season's worth of games over a 4-year span. At least.
I'm not disagreeing, guys. I'm just in my feels.
No, we debating because we're having a constructive conversation about what we're doing in a draft. Guess what? This is the same conversation Howie gonna have with somebody in that room when he talking about Trey and got it away. Yeah. He gonna have this conversation with Nick, Jeff, and he gonna have that conversation with the new OC about, hey, look, I'm getting rid of him, but I am gonna bring you in some talent here in the draft, young talent that I believe can replicate some of what Dallas Goedert brought to the offense. On top of you having Grant Calcaterra, on top of us possibly trying to get some more talent if we can down the road. But he's gonna have the same conversation that we having, because it ain't just I'm going up there and say, hey, we trading Dallas, and then nobody asks questions. As soon as you put that on the table, everybody like, huh? What? Oh, why? And then Howie has to explain why. He got to convince the rest of the people in this war room this is a good move. So I'm basically Howie right now trying to make the best decision, but I'm trying to convince my 2 co-partners that, hey, listen, I understand this is a hard move because of what he has brought to the organization over a long span of time. He has been a great contributor to this offense. It's also at the point where either we willing to pay 18 million next year and ride into 35 and 36, which is 3 or 4 years down the road, at him being, you know, third or fourth highest paid tight end, or are we ready to move on to somebody we can start a clean slate with?
So my question then, the last one I have about it is, then what is the differentiating factor between someone, and I'm genuinely asking, between someone like a Lane Johnson or the core four that you keep even past maybe their prime versus somebody like Dallas, who, yeah, he's been hurt, and some of those core fours have been hurt quite a bit, but you still keep them. Like, so what is that line that says, all right, this is a guy that we still keep despite his position saying we need to go younger, or despite his injury history saying we need to go younger? Because I feel like he's on that bubble of one of those guys that, you know, is just kind of like, hey, don't kind of touch me.
Okay, so it's two
Is
things.
he transcendent at his position?
Hold on, that ain't good.
Because like Lane Johnson is transcendent at right tackle.
Yeah, he went on a 3-year stretch and didn't give up one pressure, one sack, 0.
Mm-hmm. Fletcher Cox, BG, transcendent in the D line. Saquon Barkley is kind of, you know, trending that way, and I mean he's 28, but he's absolutely transcendent. As good as Dallas Goedert is, I don't think he's transcendent.
So sir, hold on, Anthony. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I need to know this. In the 30 team, whatever many teams it is, 32, what rank is he tight end in?
Maybe somewhere between 7 to 10.
Wow. So you think there's 7 to 10 other tight ends?
His injuries is killing him. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you got
talent wise, yeah.
Talent wise, he might be third or fourth. But if actually putting on the field, he's probably 7 to 10 when you really put in the whole resume of what you're doing as far as availability, as far as production, as far as, you know what I'm saying, offensive scheme fits and things of that nature. Like, yeah, he's a great tight end. But when you add those injuries into that fold, you got guys like Sam Laporta, Hendrickson, Andrews. I mean, Kelsey at the end of the road, but last year he was bad, but before that, he was available 17 games and he put up a great season the season before this one. Like,
George Kittle as well.
You got Kittle. I mean, you got Trey McBride.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we talking about like tight ends that's really putting in the work, it's kind of like hard to put him anywhere from like 7 to 10.
I feel like that's a little egregious, but okay.
I think like talent-wise, he could be the third best tight end in the league, but he's just injury prone.
I always had him at 3. I was like, bro, if he get the injuries off his back, I got him behind Kittle and Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't get the injuries off his back, so I can't keep making an excuse to put him over these guys that's playing 17 games, that's putting up 1,000 yards, putting up 10 touchdowns. Like, how do I discredit what they're doing for a guy that's not available?
All right, sorry, I hijacked. I don't want to hijack anymore.
No, we having a great conversation. It's a great conversation.
It's dialogue.
Like, it's a real conversation. I really want you to answer that question. Like, how do I tell Sam Laporta, who put up 1,000-yard back-to-back seasons, that a guy that's missed 8 games and you've missed none I'm ranking him higher? How do I justify that ranking?
Well, you can't because 1, there's an incomplete body of work to compare it to. But 2, Laporta has missed some time, not as much as Dallas. But 3, my bone to pick with what you just said is not necessarily that he's not in the top 3, because clearly I do think not being available is a knock on your ranking. But even with his injuries, he's at the very most for me 5, and that's just being objective, like not even trying to be an Eagles homer. So it's interesting to me to hear the 7 to 10 argument, because there's just, in my mind, I watch football all the time like the rest of you all. I don't see 6 other guys better than him when he's on the field. But you're right, when he's not there, he's not there. So,
all right. Hey, Ant. let's have a small. You like quiz time, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you take? I'm gonna go through the list of receivers, right? Tight ends. You obviously said George Kittle, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trey McBride.
Mm-hmm.
What about Brock Bowers? Would you put him in there as an argument? Can he argue? I mean, he had one of the greatest tight
He had
end
one
seasons in a
great rookie
minute, boy.
season. I'd like to
So far, I gotta see
I'd-
it again. I gotta
yeah,
see it
I'd
again, but
like
I
to see it
would.
again before I say yeah.
All right.
He's
Let's see.
trending that way, but
Mark
let me see.
Andrews.
Mark Andrews. Man, I don't know because he had a rough year last year, and he's also a guy who's been hurt as of late too.
He
That's
had
all
he
I'm
had 700
saying.
yards and 11 touchdowns.
That's all I'm saying, though. Like, if we're gonna count injuries, let's count everybody's injuries.
I'm just asking the question: who injured or not? I'm asking the question: would you put him in front of? I mean, Kelsey had a bad season, but he still put up 830 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, he still had the production.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the 11 touchdowns probably is that's probably the determining factor because yards wise, they were about the same, I think.
Where
Yeah,
is
but then
Dallas Goddard had 496.
496. Oh,
those
okay.
those touchdowns, like, okay, so everybody on the Eagles team is gonna get less touchdowns because of what? The tush push. So, like, there's a counter argument for everything. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but Dallas Goddard had 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns when?
Last
Like,
year.
the whole
season.
Mm-hmm.
He had 496 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I didn't know that. All right, well, Dallas, I did my best, man.
You're like, I'm bound out. I'm good.
I'm done.
I didn't know you fell that far behind, but
I got nothing else, brother. I got
I was
nothing
hoping
else.
you was at 5.
Yeah, if you had 5, I could work with that. But 2, I
Yeah,
got 2 touchdowns.
hey, listen.
Yeah.
At 5, I probably would have been like, yeah, you're right. At 5, I would have gave you that argument.
Yeah.
That's why I had to go scroll down. Hold on, let me see. Okay, but listen, fairly though, I think okay, if you want to put them 6 to 10 anywhere in that, like, I think the argument once you get past like the top 3 of anything is shakeable. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. When you start ranking stuff, most time you're gonna have a unanimous 3, and then everybody 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It started to change in that point. You got like, we had a conversation today. We was in a conversation about basketball, and it was like Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, right? And then after that, conversation got shaky. You start hearing like, this person got to be at 4, this person 5. Okay, you can't even get a consensus on 4, 5, and 6 because people got so many opinions. So like, you get past 3, you kind of in an argument for anybody.
Well, I'm officially not even agreeing with that 3 you just named. Just so we're clear, officially.
I ain't saying that order, but I'm saying top 3. Most people
It ain't even those 3 in that. Nah, it don't matter about the order. Those 3 ain't the 3 in basketball. What? You crazy?
If you don't got Jordan in the 3, you're crazy.
Michael Jordan is the list, first of all.
Okay,
but second of all,
okay.
Kobe, absolutely.
I mean, I understand you want to put some Celtics on the list, but
That's
sorry.
What I'm saying. Let's talk about Larry.
Sorry, they didn't make it.
Let's talk about Larry Legend. Let's talk about the coach player.
Man,
Bill Russell.
Larry is
Bill Russell, Mr. 11 rings. Okay,
okay. Bill Russell played against my, you know what I'm saying, my
the greatest of all time because he has the most rings.
Don't get cursed out.
But hold on, we got to get back to the draft because I don't want to get too far off. So isn't everybody in agreement with the trade? I mean, we're gonna get 17, 81, 193 for 32.
So I have to agree with it.
I think before we hit accept, I think we try to get a 2026 out of Cincinnati. Try to get like a 3-4.
Cincinnati is not gonna give up
or 4-5.
Let's see if they give us a 4. We'll try 4. Let's see. Let's try. Let's see. Oh no! Did they not give me the trade?
I didn't accept it.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Hit the wrong button. I only missed 2. All right, cool. So we going back to Cincinnati. You said you want to try to get a 4th. 96.
Stressing me out, man.
All right,
Accept
we in
it.
there.
Thanks.
Accept it. Thank you.
Look what
Now
y'all did.
let the draft fall into my lap how I need it to.
So what is that in 2026 now? We got what? Like 8 picks in the first 4 rounds, something like that. Something crazy.
Let's see what fresh hell you cooking.
Now,
Yep.
Oh,
now
Yep.
we got real business to talk.
I already see the name I want.
I see it too. I think it's a consensus if I'm really being
it has to
serious.
be. Yeah.
I don't think we have to argue. We got the 17 and he's sitting there. What's up, good awesomeness? What's good with
yeah.
you? All right. Malachi Starks. Welcome
Yeah.
to the Eagles.
Although, hey, that's a need. The guy from Ole Miss who's sliding down the board, I like him too, but that's a need right there.
I would have hoped you'd have been at 32.
Yeah.
You could be shaking up at what we got 64. Let's see what we gonna have at 64. I think now we kind of got to go in and either address the offensive guard position or tight end. I think, in my opinion.
You don't think it's the
I
line?
don't know why PFF says we need a wide receiver.
Because they don't understand.
They don't understand nothing.
I just want to see what's on the board.
Well, let me pull up the top 30 visits at this point. Who we have?
I like Tate Rutledge, who's moving up the board. I like him a lot at guard. I think his size, his athleticism, his ability to, play that same type of role and be a swing guard. I really like him at 6'6", 320. Like, I think he could be a nice piece. But I also like the tight ends that still remain on the board too. I mean, who's left on the top 30 visits that's left on the board? See, I like Mason Taylor. I think we can get. I think we still can get. I still think we can get. I think we still can get tight end at 81 though. I do.
We probably could.
We could get Mason. No, we couldn't get Mason.
I feel like
I think we'll still get Terrence Ferguson or Mason. Either one of them can fall down the board. It's only 17 picks. Unless a run goes on tight end, which they only
doubt it.
One tight end so far at 64. I think we still got a slew of tight ends we can pick from at 81.
Yeah, I doubt it. I think we can get one of those 3 top
three,
tight ends at 81.
So, for sure. That Tate Rutledge pick is. Let's see what's that edge. I want to see edge real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there's like a good edge guy that dropped or interior D lineman, that's probably where I would go.
Let's see. Edge. All right. Who fell so far?
Olu. He dropped. He's a top 30 visit.
Olu.
Shit. Norman Lott too. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it got a little interesting here. Yeah. I like Tate Rutledge, but I do have a guard in the building.
Listen, I was watching Olu's. We talked earlier, and I was watching some film. That boy quick. I'll give you that. That boy's quick.
I'm not going to even argue Olu. You know what I mean? I think with this opportunity, obviously, 2 top guys at the top of this list. Obviously, one kind of not necessarily needed, but Olu could definitely spruce up our edge. I'm with the pick.
Yeah, and who knows what happens with Bryce Huff? But
for sure, he might spark, and then now we got a super deep one with a young guy coming in who, obviously 4 years, development.
Mhm.
You might see a jumping. You might see the jump that you didn't expect, like you seen in Jalen Hunt. You know what I mean? Look what we
Yep.
was able to do with a safety who only had 2 years experience at edge this year.
Yeah.
I'm with it
He
though.
wouldn't even be needed to really step up like that too, because you think about who he brought in there at edge, Ojolari, Josh Uche. Like they might not be here next year.
Right.
I just want y'all to know that Bryce is cooked. I mean, I know it's his birthday, so happy birthday, Bryce. But
I
he's
can't say that yet.
barbecue chicken alert.
I seen too much tape. I seen too
Nah,
much
man,
tape of him being
barbecue
good.
chicken alert.
But I'm gonna take Olu. I think you heard it here first. 133 the podcast. I think Bryce Huff will have a 5+ sack season next year.
He is not sniffing.
Hey, shout out to my guy Kyle. Why'd you scam us? Stop scamming us. He was like, "Yeah, bro, Bryce Huff is good."
Nah, awesomeness. Nah, no congratulations necessary. You told me I was gonna lose.
Yeah.
You told me I was gonna lose. You showed up to tell me I was gonna lose. Now you want to come say congratulations?
Now we're the
No,
chips, baby. World chips, baby.
No.
He's got
You
a
are
crow.
still enemy number 1 next year. Trust that. But Olu to pick at 64.
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's call it 81.
like
Let's take us there. Come on, let me get a fall. Come on. I think we're gonna get a chance to get. He went to pick before as you nasty.
If only would have traded up.
But I like both of the tight ends. That still. But I still like both of the tight ends left on the board. Like, I'm not mad about that. Terrence Ferguson and Harold Fannie Jr. could do the job. To be honest, I think we could still get good tight end play. Let's see what's left out there on the board, though. Ooh!
See,
why they do me like that?
See?
Oh my god! All right, they put me in a bad spot here, guys.
Yeah.
I think Tate Rutledge. Oh my god!
Another
He was my
Philadelphia
second round
Bulldog.
pick. No cap. He would have been my second round pick if I had.
And he can join them boys too.
I like it.
I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love it.
Yeah, they put me in a bad spot. I hope 134.
It's not gonna go through. It's
not
not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. We're not that lucky.
Kylan Granson breakout season. You heard it here first.
Hold on.
We're not that lucky.
All I need is Harold Fanning to fall. Uh-oh. I ain't seen him going yet. He went to the Jets. You nasty.
See?
The Jets got him. It's all good. We got a good draft going right now. We gonna replace the. Listen, we replaced the talent already of what we needed. We build it now. All right, let's see what's left on the board. Ooh. I like Jaden Blue for sure, bro. I like Jaden Blue for sure. Can't even lie to you.
I ain't even seeing nothing for real.
No, I see some players, but right.
I mean, I see some players, but nothing that we really need that's gonna do it for me, I guess.
I can wait for Mitchell Evans. I think he still be that 161. He not worth 134 right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, we can get him.
134. Yeah, we're gonna get him next. If anything, I'm looking at Jaden Blue, running back, Texas. Or I'm looking at JJ Pugh's D tackle / D in Ole Miss.
I kind of like Pews just for O line, D line.
But Jaden Blue got 4.2 speed. He can play slot and running back. He can also play special teams in return, which we don't have right now.
That's fair.
I just always lean towards the lines or lean towards the trench work.
Yeah, but we brought in a trench player.
I know that.
We
But
have
we
a
never have too much. The whole point of our team,
obviously
the whole point of our team, man, we're built around the lines.
Can Pius
but
play?
we also bring in
interior?
talent too. We just don't bring in line. He can, but he a little light. You know what I mean? He a little light in the rear end. So
Yeah.
I mean, we need a return man, and we need. I mean, everybody like the second back, but
Yeah, we brought in
I
dude
still would
from the
like to see a
Falcons, but
competition. He ain't gonna make it. Camp body.
yeah,
Dead man
Jaden Blue,
walking.
4.2 speed. I mean, great return in the SEC last year. Like I think we could pull something off right there. In my opinion, I ain't controlling nothing. Just my opinion. I think we could kill 3 birds with 1 stone. We get a gadget guy. We get a third down running back if you want to pull Saquon off the field that can receive and still run the ball, and you get a special team guy who can return on both punts and kickoff.
I still stick with the line. That's my pick, but hey.
I'd hate to spend a 4th rounder on a special teams ace because that's really the role he's gonna have.
He's also gonna be a gadget guy. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have multiple roles, right? I don't think he's just gonna be a return guy. Like we missing that spark on offense that can really take a screen from the house to house that ain't Saquon.
Yeah.
We was looking for that last year. Remember, we tried it with Brenton Covey. We tried it with Anaya Smith. Like we tried to find that guy last year in the offense that could spark that turpin. That you know what I mean. That like we looking for that guy. Covey not even on the roster right now.
I know that, but I think Covey did a decent job,
right? If I'm not mistaken,
I thought he
did.
Yeah, Covey's
He
not.
did, but
He's not on the roster.
no, but I'm saying he did a decent job. But I think Jordan Blue comes in and blows that out of the water.
Yeah, but
I think he comes in and fits that role immediately.
But it's the round.
He can be that
round
swing
for
guy.
me. It's the round for me, and I agree with Andy.
4th.
I mean, I know that's not terribly high, but what I'm saying is, if I can get that D lineman that I feel like is going to be more of a help than what the gadget guy would be,
to me, I think the D lineman and Blue, they're kind of in the same position with Blue being able to give us more snaps. I think JJ Hughes, if we pick him up right now in the 4th round, he's behind Moro Jomo, Jalen Carter, and Jordan Davis. He's the 4th rotation in the D tackle room, possibly 5th rotation in the D end room, maybe 6th rotation because we took Olu. He probably don't even play next year.
But that's how I like him.
No, Jordan Blue comes in because look, we just like I'm trying to replace that talent I got rid of in Dallas Goedert. I'm trying to get us somebody that can come in and be an ace all over the offense and still contribute somewhere on the deep because we you know what I mean.
That's fair.
I'm bringing in. Yeah. I'm trying to bring in the talent. I'm trying to replace the talent here. I know we want to go D line, but I also gave up a tight end that we have to replace the talent. Look at Goat. He's saying, "Look, we got to replace the talent." Remember, we traded Dallas. Like we did trade Dallas. We now need somebody that can produce some type of offense.
Because we might not replace it in the tight end position, but somewhere else it's got to come from.
And Jordan Blue can play slot. He plays slot. He plays slot at Texas. Like he could play slot and running back. So maybe he's not technically going to be the running back, but maybe we go 5 set. He's the tight /
kind of the role that like Gainwell was playing at times.
Yeah, kind of like Gainwell. Like he's tight to the line, but he's running like the little out routes. He's getting the bubble screens. He's doing things of that nature. Sitting in the middle of the field.
By the way, if I never see another bubble screen again.
I think we still got what we got left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks. I think we still can get some D-line talent, to be honest.
I'm outvoted, so it is what it is.
All right, yeah. Another top 30 visitor as well, so it's on brand. A lot of the guys the Eagles draft, more than half of them are top 30 guys.
Yeah, come on. we needed to. Oh, just how we needed to.
We got him.
I think we did too. No cap. Tell me he there. Come on, reveal yourself. Oh, did he go?
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
Where did he go? I ain't see it. I was looking, bro.
yeah,
Where
it
did
was
he
moving too
go?
fast. I saw it.
It had a skip, and then that's probably why I lost him at. JJ, where you went? Ah, to the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's see what we got out here. 161. I think we still can get some good talent at D line.
Now,
Okay, Ty Robinson.
had
Ty
you just
Robinson.
taken the D line anyway.
Oh, we can get all types of talent right here, man. We looking good. This is a great draft right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, I see some good talent in here at both line positions. Robert Longer. Man, that's crazy. All right, what y'all want to do here? What y'all want to do? You know what I mean? Let's talk to me. Let's talk. I think Ty Robinson comes in. I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't be mad with that.
Nah, wouldn't be mad at it.
His
I think
overall
he
grade was 75.
6'6", 310. He's kind of like the nose.
he like a nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be a guy like if they think Jordan Davis is expendable, they might take
If
a flyer
Jordan
on
Davis
him.
eats another cheesesteak, yeah, go ahead.
They
This
also-
one dude
they
I would
also
not bring in. I swear to you, I can't do it. I
What did
can't
Cam
do
do?
it, bro.
Is it
Cam's
because
just too big for me, bro.
as soon as you clicked on it, I said, "Oh,
Cam too
Gilbert
big for me,
Brown.
bro. Cam is look. That's. I want to say that PFF has lied. That is not his true weight. I'm sure of it. Cam is every bit of 400 some pounds.
sheesh."
Yeah, I can't do it. I've already dealt with getting somebody in shape. It took
Yeah, no, we don't
3
need that.
years for him to bounce back.
He's like Gilbert Brown times 100.
Ooh, another Georgia Bulldog.
Edge.
I like Ingram Dawkins in the 5th round. Edge. I do like it. I do
What's
like
his
it.
speed? What did it say? His speed? You be clicking out of that way too fast.
Oh. Yeah. What you got about speed? What are you looking at?
Okay. Yeah, 5th round.
5th? I mean,
He's 280.
yeah, 280. Little light, little light on the
Yeah.
little heavier
We also
side as a
we also drafted Olu. We signed a lot of guys at edge.
yeah. I mean, we can also attack cornerback here too. I mean,
I was thinking that maybe corner.
Longer being that's a wild name. Let's see what's that corner though. I like that. Let's attack this corner spot.
Or just DB in general.
Cornerback, safety. Elijah Huzzy too. I like him. I don't know if it's two.
Malachi
Moore.
He's sneaky.
Definitely a sneaky pick. Definitely. If we didn't see, like, if we was waiting for a safety at this point, Malachi would have been my top pick. Probably 3 rounds ago.
It's one of those ones that you just don't know what you're looking at until you actually like stop and pay attention. You know what I mean? Like the average person, really, he's good.
His ceiling is really high. He got a good grade. Could he play cornerback?
I think so.
Experience
him
in
play
the
the little
slot,
nickel,
free
but
safety.
Malachi can play. Slot. Malachi
I
plays
like
slot,
it.
so maybe Malachi come in. he can't. Ain't nobody playing that slot position. Never mind. I'm gonna just shut up.
It's
Ain't
cool.
playing that position. Cooper,
It's cool.
Cooper DeJean there. Ain't nobody playing that.
Cool.
If you in the outside corner, you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean is cornerback one.
Yeah, hopefully,
Yeah.
like if he's there in the 6th, I would definitely take him. Malachi Moore.
Yeah.
You just like this dude's name. You don't know nothing about his game, Smitty.
No, longer being. I think he a slot, but he plays some outside at Rutgers. But I don't know how I feel about drafting him here because like the way they play defense out there, like watching his tape, like he just not good at one like position. Like you could like last year when we drafted Coop, even though I wasn't happy about the pick, right? I could tell you that he's a zone cornerback. Played a lot of cover 3. You know what I mean? He did a lot of inside releases and playing, bigger guys as tight ends and stuff of that nature. I can't really go to Robert Longer Beam when I'm looking at their defensive sets and be like, hey, he was a great press man. He was great press zone. Like he just didn't have like an expertise of defense that they ran. So he wasn't like a master in one position. So it's like he has 25 this, 25 that, the percentage is so split. I can't really put 100% like, hey, if we bring him in and he has to play zone, he's going to be good. I'm like, he played 25% of the snaps in zone, but, he played 25% in man. He played 25% in off coverage man. He played 25% in press man. Like, he didn't play like one position. So it's kind of hard to like really, and then he wasn't good at all of it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, so he was just okay at all of them, is what you're
saying? Yeah, it was like that's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't a master where I can be like, hey, look, he played 25% in zone, but when he played those 25%, he dominated. It's like he played them, but 50% of those 25% he kind of got handled. Wasn't really all that good. That's kind of where I'm at. That's why I keep looking at it like I like the pick, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah. But I also had that same problem with somebody else, so maybe I might be wrong.
And you was wrong because what Cooper DeJean is cornerback one.
Well, I never said anything about his talent.
Here we go. We're not doing this again. Let's just.
I didn't. I mean, they pulled the tape. I never said anything about his talent. I said we made the wrong pick because we needed a linebacker.
We picked
Anthony definitely pulled the tape. I said we picked the wrong Cooper because and then I definitely said we needed a linebacker, man. We needed a linebacker bad, man.
We got you.
We picked up another quarterback at the second round, and we needed a linebacker, man. What are you doing, Howard
And what did our cornerback? What did our cornerback king do? Nothing but just get a pick 6 in the biggest game of his life. That's it.
Yeah, but do we really think a guy named Longer Beam is gonna be a dog?
You didn't think somebody like Cooper would be a dog either. He is. Cooper? Have you ever known a Cooper to be like, yo, Coop, I need you to strap up today, Coop? Like, no, you didn't think Cooper DeJean was gonna be. You can't it's like immeasurable sometimes, It's the intangibles. I like the name Huzzy. I don't know anything about Elijah, but I just like the name.
I'm looking at that too. Cause I did watch a little bit, like maybe like a 3-minute little clip on him too. I like what I seen too. He played outside, so he 195, put on 10 pounds of muscle. He like this, you know what I mean? Be perfect. Yeah.
What kind of competition is he getting at North Carolina? You know what I mean? Like
he playing the ACC, so I mean, he playing some decent talent. With NIL, it's a little hard now. You know how that goes. So
yeah,
he getting I mean, for him to have the grade he got, I mean, outside of the cornerbacks that's left, he probably the highest graded cornerback left on the board according to PFF. Even though the rank says one thing, his grade was higher than all theirs. He's sitting at a 74.2 with a 73.2 cover grade, 73.9 run defense, 71.3 in the zone. We play a lot of zone, so I would rather his zone be higher than this man anyways.
Yeah.
I like that pick, sis. You know what? We're gonna take the Huzzy.
Nah, let's go, Huzzy.
Almost sound like Huzzy, but you know, man, you know, yeah.
We back.
We back.
I think we should trade one of these
61.
164, 165 for like a fifth or sixth next year.
Uh-huh.
It's how he likes to do stuff like that.
Cleveland wants to move up. Let's see what we can do here. See if you'll give me give me a. He'll say it's lopsided. Okay, so you give me 2 7s next year?
They say
What about 2 7s for 164? 2 7s for 164? Sound good? He was with 3 picks?
Yeah.
Get us a little something. Get us a little something. They don't want nothing crazy anyways. And then we got another pick at. We just picked that 161. You right about that one, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we here at 165. So we good to trade that one away.
That was a good call, Ant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great call. Great call. Back-to-back picks did not help us. And do we get some O-line help at this point now? I mean, we technically don't have a backup center.
I was gonna say tackle, but
that too. We technically don't have a backup tackle because he just left, or he didn't get signed anywhere. But he's
we drafted earlier. Maybe could be like a swing.
I like Logan Brown. I like Logan Brown out of Kansas. Let me see who left. Seth McLaughlin is okay, but I think he's only good at center. I don't think he can play multiple positions. That's the only problem.
He's big, but he's slow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he can only play center. I don't think he can. I like Logan Brown, though. Logan Brown.
He wouldn't be able to pull blocking. We do that a lot.
Yeah, we pull. Logan Brown, athletic, big guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that.
I mean, I think he can get out there. 82.5 grade. Sis like the grade.
I like that. I like that.
5 grade. I mean, he's 6'6", 315, very athletic. I mean, I think he
perfect. Yeah, that's the perfect.
Logan Brown,
perfect Stoutland University candidate.
You see where I'm going in? You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm riding with y'all. I'm riding in the car. I mean, yeah, 168. We got a great draft. I'm happy with the draft.
That tackle, man. Yeah,
Ty Robinson's still there.
He's still there. We was talking about him earlier.
Ty Robinson sitting back like, come on now, man. I done failed this far.
I'm telling you, man. I told you earlier. That's who I would pick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it then. 168.
All
you
right.
made it. You an Eagle. Hey, this draft pretty smooth. Ooh, I like this.
Cooking. Quinn Ewers to see.
Probably the best draft I had too. That's crazy. I guarantee the draft I do here in the next, hour, it's probably not gonna be close to this one. I mean, we ain't gonna get none of these picks to fall. We gonna end it with all the players we didn't want to get. Watch.
You gotta let us know how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be live. We're gonna be live.
Oh,
it's gonna be all the Eagle content creators that everybody loves.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out then. See what's.
I think it's me.
Malachi Moore still there.
Malachi Moore. Welcome to Philadelphia.
Welcome to Philadelphia. We said we was gonna get you at like 160, so you fell to 193.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
Come on,
better late than never.
We're gonna bring you in. Guess what? Tristan McCullum gone now, so yeah, he get a chance
to
develop behind some good talent. Perfect.
All I care about is I got my line and I got my my safety. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's competition for Sidney Brown and bolster those O-line, D-line.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in a position next year where when Reed Blankenship come up for contract, you know what I mean? Now we know how we work it out.
Yeah, we got some to look at.
Yep. Although I feel like they'll probably try to get something team friendly done with Reed.
I would be surprised if something doesn't get done this year.
Yeah.
No, I think they're working on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He
I think
deserves
they
it.
working on it for sure.
That's my guy,
100%.
Ed Reed,
100%.
Blankenship.
I would. Yeah, I want to keep Reed for sure. I want to keep Reed here.
You can't split up the exciting whites, man. You just
Nah,
can't.
you can't.
Nah. We definitely not doing it. They said we should have took Norman Lott when we took Olu. I'm sorry. We like the Olu a little better.
Norman's
It was
was
more
his
of a.
ankle or his knee. One of them is
We got
no.
a B minus for the Olu. I don't even look at them
I get
grades.
it,
Look at them
but
grades.
like,
Look at them
Yeah.
grades.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
rolling down.
hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
I like to see.
We
Yeah.
only do
Awards.
passing grades around here.
Huh? A
Mhm.
minus? We got 2
Mhm.
awards that I never had before. I don't even know, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Draft rank percent, we top 34 draft. You see this thing here is hit. I gotta definitely save this. This definitely going to archive.
You're welcome. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna tag y'all. Yeah,
Look.
I'm about to post that. Tag y'all. That's an A1 draft though, man. We moved up, obviously. Made a move to get rid of Dallas Goddard.
R.I.P.
Able to bring in Malachi Starks off that trade. We end up
Him and Reed
sliding in.
Blankenship.
Scary hours. Scary hours.
Yeah.
You able to pull off Olu, then you able to circle back and still bring in a guard that probably starts this year in Tate Redlich. I mean, to me, I like what we had last year, but Tate younger, faster, probably more polished as a guard.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna get beat as much with his feet because he's a guard. Like you bring him in, solidify the offensive line, move forward.
Yeah.
Like then we already had the conversation about Jaden Blue, what I think he brings to this defense.
Yep.
And then looking at Huzzy, like I think he's a great asset to this defense, especially if you're looking at Eli Ricks, him, and Keely Ringo fighting for that possible cornerback 2 job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you creating some chemistry. Logan Brown, backup tackle. We obviously listen every year. We run into a spot, but one of the tackles got to play a few snaps.
Mm-hmm. Fred Johnson
had to play way more longer than I thought Malata would ever be out, but he had to play a little bit. So I think we're in a good spot, man. Ty Robinson comes in. He gets to learn behind 2 great D tackles. You know what I mean? Then you get Malachi Moore, who gets to come in, possibly even Christian Ponder figure out a way to transition him somewhere in the defense where he plays a role somewhere down the line in the next year or so. So I mean,
And
I think we pulled off a great draft.
That Malachi seriously is his feet, the way he can change direction. So that's a steal. I'm telling you, just a steal.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he listen, I was thinking about it in a sense like this too, sis. Even if he doesn't get to technically contribute, his development here and his potential as far as a player could also, yeah, you got him in the 6th round, but somehow you end up trading him for a 3rd. Like you never know what you can do with a guy when you really turn him into something. Because you bringing him here with Christian, you bringing him here with Vic. You know what I mean? Some of the greatest guys that really working with those type of dudes. And then let's say for instance at this point we're not bringing in Justin Simmons because how we banged in the draft, like no way we need him.
No Justin Simmons.
And I think that's before we get out of here. I think that's kind of what's holding us up with even signing him, putting him on it. I know it's a window for compensatory pick, like where it affects the comp picks. I think it's also the opportunity that Howie's looking like. I got an opportunity to possibly get one of these 3 safeties in the draft, and Xavier Watts, Nick, even Rory, or Malachi Starks.
Mm-hmm.
I might want to wait before I sign the 31-year-old safety.
Mm-hmm. But Justin Simmons, just so we're clear, I agree with you. He's not your average 31-year-old. Say like he's special. So
yeah, you could still play.
He's coming off a down season though. Yeah, he coming off a little down season but obviously he played with a team that's had a couple people looking like they was on down season. So
that's what I'm saying. Because I can't decide whether we're gonna get the rejuvenated player if we got somebody like him, or if we're gonna get the Bradbury type player where he's like, good for a spurt and then shanks us out of. I still want my 200 million. Somebody get Bradbury on the phone. I need my money.
No, I'm gonna give Bradbury. I don't need the whole 200, sis. You know what I mean? I just need like, you know what I mean? Give me like 75 back. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna let you keep the 125 for the one season you had, and then how professional you was this year. You tore your Achilles. You made sure your people didn't get in the media and try to make that as an excuse of why you wasn't playing. And then you went out there, and Christian Ponder asked you, "Hey, could you step out here and help these young guys?" You got out on the field, and you said, "All right, I'm gonna do whatever I can." I know I wasn't gonna play. He was a professional. Like, I'm gonna give you the little bit, you know what I mean, on the shine for being a professional. Because he could have been a crybaby. He could have been a cancer in the locker room. And guess what? He was on a contract that wasn't movable. He could have been an asshole.
While I don't disagree with you, and you are once again walking me down, that's twice in one episode. I just want you to know that there's still no reason before he got hurt. That Stark drop off.
No, 2023. I need a refund for that season, baby.
Oh,
I need every dollar.
Yeah. That's all.
Every dollar.
That's all I'm saying. That's more than 75.
I need extra for that Drew Lock walk down.
That's all I'm saying. I need more.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I need extra for that because you let him go 7 for 7 for 74 yards and a touchdown.
Of all people.
And you know what's funny? I had watched it, right? Somebody was like, no, he didn't target Bradbury on everyone. So I said, hold on, let me go back.
He did.
He absolutely did.
He did. Every time. He was like,
because the dude
he came out, he looked, he said,
which side is he on? Copy?
All right.
That's how I tweeted him. He might have blocked me, and I deserved it. But I tweeted him. I said, "Bro, I need to snatch." I did it with that little the movie ATL where she snatches the chain. I said, "We need that AP back out of your name, bro. Like, don't put that AP in front of James Bradbury. Give us our stuff back, bro. Like, nah."
I'd say in the mentorship that he gave to Quinion and Coop, he gave it back.
For sure.
Right.
Like I really like, cause like when they were like, man, he was out there coaching. I'm like, he was doing what? At first I was like, man, he probably not doing that. They just make it up a narrative. But you see how the young dudes was like I didn't know how I put it. I didn't know how much the young guys cared about him until the parade when I watched all the young cornerbacks then be in his armpit while he was walking around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when
I'm like that tells me y'all had a lot of time together.
When I saw them after the Super Bowl, or no, after we literally directly after we won, you know how all the players go live or do whatever they're doing. So I'm watching multiple lives. And anyway, somebody was talking to the corners, and Bradbury was just over in the side, you know, just kind of taking it all in, and he was smiling and, you know, congratulating guys that walked by. And literally, Coop and I forget who else it was, but two of them walk up to him and give him the biggest hug and kiss on the cheek. And I was like, all right. So he was really there for his guys. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the parade, like, Quinion was like, I thought at first, you know how you like, he was always talking about Slay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't spend no time with Slay at the parade. He was at Bradbury every step of the way. He all falling over Bradbury. Like, come on. He was in a interview. The lady asking him questions. Bradbury looks. He like, oh, I think
like his handler.
A little too drunk. he might be about to say something crazy. He like, thank you.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Like, nah, you ain't gonna get him to say nothing crazy because he drunk. Nah, come on. You my YN. Let's get up out of here.
All right. So instead of my 200 mil back for his penalty for 2023, I'm gonna need a smooth 95. I'm gonna need my 95.
I said 75. When you say 95,
I'm gonna need my 95 back. And still, he can't have that AP in front of his name. I'm sorry.
Well, technically speaking, we gave him 200, but he finna lose 20, so he really got 180. Yeah, give me about, you know what I mean? Give me a good 78.
You already won. Except be a gracious winner, Smitty. Okay,
I don't want to take too much from him. You know they be flexing their money and ball or not.
I don't feel bad for him. The smallest violin in the world. He's still getting a Super Bowl ring. He'll be all right.
But hey man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in and doing this with me, man. For real. We gonna
absolutely.
And you know we doing Thursday, baby. We tapped in. We're gonna do this draft. Listen, man, y'all tap in with us. Obviously Saturday I'm doing my thing, but I'm finna go do another show here in like 19 minutes. think it started at 8:45. Another draft is gonna be me, LB, Joe Castro, Law Nation, Boss Cowboy, a few of the newcomers, man. We just gonna have a good little mock draft war. Then Friday, I got a second check, but I think it's me and Terrence Parsons, 1-on-1 on the pod, and then Saturday, the check down. Then we'll be back Thursday, man, for the draft.
Big things popping.
Hell yeah, big
man,
dogs.
It's up, it's popping. Y'all stay tuned, man. We getting back to it, man. It's always gonna be fresh. Next week, I'm working on this new intro, so y'all stay tuned, man. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. See y'all soon.
Yo, Philly fam, back.